What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new Forex video. I was so excited to share these results with you guys today because it is insane um, how amazing this strategy really is, right? Which is a combination of two strategies: divergence and support and resistance. So if you don't know, first of all, if you don't know what support and resistance, let me just go ahead and delete all this. Um, actually, just 1 second. Yeah, let me just go ahead and delete this. Let me just go ahead and delete this. So we're gonna start with the basics, right? What is support and what is resistance? So resistance is something you can call which is at the top, or you can call this as a roof or a ceiling of a room, of a building, whatever, right? And support is basically something at the bottom or as a floor or the ground, whatever you want to call it. So support and resistance basically, it's what exactly the literal definition of these two words. Support is something that is going to help you, that is going to support you in the time of difficult, in a difficult time, right? So for example, you're falling, support is going to catch you, or it's going to hold you, or it's going to support you. And a resistance is something which is going to stop you. So for example, the market is going up, it's going to stop the market from going up. And it's falling, it's going to support the market from falling even further, right? So that is support and resistance. Now, support and resistance, right? You pick your support, you pick your resistance, you have those two marked out on your time frame or on your chart, I'm sorry. Now, the bigger time frame you go to, the more accurate the support and resistance becomes. For example, we have a resistance here, yes, but the more the support that makes more sense is this one and not this one, because this is something in between. But on the bigger time frames, you can see the bigger picture, right? So this is your main support and resistance, or you can say the more accurate ones. You have more chances that the market is going to reverse from these two than you have the chances of market being reversed from the ones in between. So if you go to the lower time frame, chances are your support and resistance are not going to be that powerful. Yes, the market is going to come to them, but it may not give you the results you were looking for. The market might reverse from this support, the market might reverse from this support, so it's not 100% guaranteed. Anyways, so I was looking at AUD USD on 1 hour time frame, and I noticed that we have a resistance here. Yes, there was a resistance here as well, but the market clearly broke out of that, and so I was looking for the next resistance, which was right here. Now, as I was looking at this resistance, I noticed something else too, that the market was in an uptrend, right? It's making higher highs, it's making higher lows up until this point. But if you look at the indicator, which I have at the bottom, by the way, let me just teach you how to add this indicator on this website, tradingview.com. You go to this, this one, which says indicators and strategies. Click on that. In the search, if you type in RSI, you can add from here, relative strength index. From default, it's going to be, the period is going to be 14, so don't worry about that. You can see over here, 14. So as the market was making higher highs, the indicator was making lower highs. Yes, you can use RSI, you can use another indicator which is called the on balance volume, or OBV for short. Right here, this one. But sorry about that. But I figured that RSI shows divergence more clearly. Don't get me wrong, OBV does too. It shows you divergence, but I realized that RSI is more clear. It's more easier to see, right? So the price is making higher highs, as you can see, higher high, higher high, higher high, but the indicator is making lower highs. So you open this cheat sheet that you have over here, or you can get this from Google. I got this from Google, by the way. So you look for what's happening right now. Price is making higher highs, indicator is making lower highs. Price is making higher highs over here, and the indicator is making lower highs. This means that the market is going to fall. bearish. Bearish divergence means that the market is about to have a reversal and it's going to fall. So you want to look for a bearish divergence on a resistance. And in the same way, you want to look for a bullish divergence, which is this one. Bullish divergence, or this one, on a support. So as you can see, the market over here is making relatively equal lows, but over here, as you can see, the market is making higher lows. So what does that mean? The price is making equal or lower lows, but the indicator is making higher lows. This means that the market is going to reverse soon and is going to go up. So if you enter, for example, over here on the support, as you can see, there's a support. Equal lows are being made on a support. So if you entered here or here on the support, you could have made more than 150 pips. But I'm going to talk about the trade that I took. Anyway, so how do I take a trade when there are higher highs being made and lower highs being made on the indicator? I look for 3 peaks. So 1 peak, 2 peak, or 3 peaks, or 1 high, second higher high, and the third highest high. So it becomes a trend, or 3 touches on a trend line and 3 peaks on the indicator. Now this is on the smaller time frame. If on a 4-hour time frame I was about to take a trade, I will look for more than 4 to 5 candles on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, you can see the market is making higher highs, but on the indicator it's making relatively equal highs. This also indicates that now if there's divergence on a 4-hour time frame, 100 pips guaranteed, 100 pips profit guaranteed. I will prove that to you guys right now. So this was my trade that I took in AUD USD. Now the trade I took on gold last week, let me just go ahead and delete this. So by the way, I draw zones, right? If you would have noticed, let me just go ahead and show you guys real quick on AUD USD. Where is AUD USD? It was right here. Where did AUD USD go? Oh, right here. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so you can draw resistance as a line as if you're a beginner, but I like to draw it as a zone of where the market was reacting from. So I like to draw it as a zone. You can draw it as a line. It doesn't really matter as long as your lines are accurate. So 4-hour time frame. I took this trade on a 4-hour time frame, by the way, right here. So gold. Last week on Friday, actually, my bad, guys. So I noticed that the market over here, you can see the market was making equal highs over here, right over here. Market was making equal highs, but we had a resistance over here. Okay, so this is the resistance. You can see it was a resistance. The market was rejecting from here as well. So I was looking at the market, and you can see before the market fell, it was making equal highs, and then it started making higher highs. But on the indicator, you can see clearly the market is not making higher highs. It's relatively making equal highs. So this is on the 4-hour time frame, by the way. If you go to the 1-hour time frame, what do you see? Equal highs, guys. Equal highs were being made the whole time, but on the indicator, the market is making lower highs. So once again, the price is making higher highs, but the indicator is making lower highs, bearish, regular. Now, since there was divergence on the 4-hour time frame, I knew that it's gonna be 100 pips minimum. If there's a divergence on 4-hour time frames and I'm trading GBP pairs, I look for 200 pips because 200 pips is so easy on a 4-hour time frame. And my take profit was right here, 100 pips on this support, right? I didn't want to risk it, but as you can see, the market went for more than 200 pips. It went for 250 pips plus. But I don't like to hold my trades over the weekend because you don't really know what's going to happen once the market opens. And the same thing, guys, same principle. Look, we're looking for divergence on a resistance, equal highs on a resistance, equal lows on a support. There was divergence on this support as well. You can see market is making equal lows, but on the indicator, the market is making higher lows. So it's really that simple, guys. You just have to be patient. The market is doing this all the time. Don't worry about missing out on any opportunity. And you just have to look for a setup that shows you both these things: equal highs on a resistance and divergence, equal lows on a support and divergence. Boom, just enter on the resistance, enter on the equal highs, enter on the equal lows, and just sit back and relax and watch the market play out exactly how you predicted it to be. That's how simple it is, guys. I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope you back test it, you apply it on your charts, go back to the past, look where the market is doing the same thing, and you will see how accurate this actually is, right? And that's it, guys. That's really how I trade Forex. And with this strategy, you don't have to trade 4 times, 5 times every day on a week. No, you just have to trade once or twice. You're making 100, 200 pips and just sit back and relax. So I hope you guys are learning from this. I hope you guys apply it on your charts. And that's it, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.